Hello, today I am excited to be talking about the third volume of Heartstopper by Oseman. Recently I have read the first and second volumes and I really enjoyed them both. With this one I am starting to really love this series and the main relationship in it. So I'll tell you what specifically this one is about and some of the things I liked about it. So in this third volume, a big focus of it is that the students at the school are going on a school trip to Paris. So that's where a lot of this volume is spent. And I thought that was exciting. I liked the travel aspect of it. At this point, the main two characters the series follows, Nick and Charlie, are officially together, and they have been for a little while, but they are still not fully out, both Nick as a person and two of them as a couple. At this point, Nick is pretty sure of what his identity is, but still not everybody knows that about him. So of course, with the main focus of this whole series being Nick and Charlie's relationship, there's a lot of that in this book, but there is some stuff about side characters as well. There are some other relationships in this book, so we get some more representation with those. I learned more about their classmates, friends, even some of their teachers in this one. So we see a lot about their relationship in this volume, well really all of them. But in this one there are some issues with some discomfort and difficult feelings together. Not like they're not getting along, but just they have some things that they are concerned about. You know, they're still approaching how to come out if they want to, and then both of them have different ideas of how to do that. Charlie is worried about Nick because he doesn't want Nick to get bullied the way that he did. They're worried about their peers and how people might respond to them. This volume definitely goes over some serious topics. So this series already from the first volume went over things like bullying and homophobia, but I think that especially happens in this book and it's expanded upon. I think specifically there is more about biphobia in this and the effects of it. There is some harassment within family with one of the two main characters' family members, and it goes over some other serious heavy topics as well, such as self-harm and eating disorders. I wanted to comment on how graphic those aspects of the book are in case you haven't read it and want to. I would say they're not very graphic. They're talked about, but nothing is shown. The most that happens is somebody passes out because they haven't eaten enough, but it's also a mix of the heat. So that's about it. It doesn't show anything beyond that. Generally, this series has a pretty wholesome, light tone, while still being able to go over serious things in a way that makes it feel like they take it seriously. Like, it's not just mentioned in passing, but I feel that they talk about it in a good way. I really enjoyed this volume. I'm not sure if there has been one that's been my favorite, but they've all been 5 stars for me so far, including this one. This one, like the others, I thought was very cute and sweet. I liked a lot of things that happened in this one. It's just been really enjoyable for me, and I can see that a lot of passion and love was put into this, especially with the art. Yeah, I can see a lot of effort. I feel that Charlie and Nick's relationship is healthy, but still realistic in the sense that they do have problems and concerns. I think that they worry about real things. What I mean by that is things that actually happen in the real world, and I think it's good that they go over those topics. I think they had some improvements in their communication in this one. So far, I haven't felt like this relationship is toxic at all, and I like to see that. I also think that they don't move too fast with everything, and I like that about it. And I think that they are genuinely very supportive of each other. So yeah, I really enjoyed them as a couple. In this volume, we learn a bit more about Nick's family, so that was interesting. There's also a little bit of another language being used in this book, that being French because they are in France. But it's not like all the time, it's just a little bit of it. But I find languages interesting, so I thought that was cool. I like the way that they show things like social media posts and how they're utilized. The series has always used things like texting and social media posts, so I think it's cool the way those things are drawn and how they are used to show the progression of somebody's relationship or what they're trying to express. There is just a little bit of underage drinking in this book, which I did dislike. That's just a preference, but it is just a very small part of it, but I just didn't like that. I think that in a lot of ways this series is right up my alley. I found it to be something that is comforting and good for getting my mind off things, and it's good for just relaxing with something chill and wholesome. All the volumes have had cute little extra things at the end, whether they're things that are extra things from the characters or more information about them to help you get to know them better. So I loved the extras at the end of this one. So yeah, this volume was very much just about their relationship and interactions with their peers, as well as some other relationships going on between their peers. And it's very much about the Paris trip and figuring out how to come out if they want to, when they would. And while I think a lot of progression happens in this book, at the end they still have some things to figure out with each other. So I'm very excited to read the rest of the series. So there are my thoughts on the third volume of Heartstopper. I really enjoyed this. If you've read Heartstopper or anything else by this author, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and thank you for watching.